Apparently I'm a sensitive fucking soul or some shit, but... Hey, this is Megan in the restricted section. Today I'm going to do a video about my favorite TV shows and deviate a little bit from books, so I hope you guys don't mind. I'm just going to talk about some of my favorites. And disclaimer, a lot of these aren't on anymore, and also for the ones that are on still, I don't actively keep up with them as they're airing. I usually go back and like binge watch them later. Yeah, I don't actively keep up with them. I'm really bad at remembering like when things are on, and I get busy and do other things and don't think about it, so I just go back and watch shit later. So these are in no particular order whatsoever. I just jotted down a little list. So the first one on here is How I Met Your Mother. This one is not on anymore. This one was super popular, so I don't feel like I have to explain what it's about. But I loved the relationships between all the friends. I loved the shenanigans they got into. I loved that it made me laugh and cry. But I hated the series ending. If you guys have seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about. It was super controversial. Some people really loved it. Some people really hated it. I was not a fan. I felt like that was a really silly way to end such an awesome series. So that last episode or two was not my favorite, but I did really enjoy the series. So next up is Trailer Park Boys. This one is a mockumentary about three friends in Canada who live in a trailer park. Yeah, there are three main characters. There's Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles, and it's just their ridiculous, illegal activities and shenanigans. That show makes me laugh out loud every time I watch it, and I have seen every single episode of that show multiple times, and still it cracks me up. So it's just ridiculous. The humor in it is just absurd, and one of the characters, Ricky, just makes up words and phrases, and that's pretty funny. Bubbles is definitely my favorite character, followed by J-Rock. The next one is The Walking Dead. I have a toxic relationship with zombies. I love and hate them. They scare the ever-living shit out of me, and like that's my worst way to die scenario, is being eaten alive, and so, you know, zombies. But yeah, they scare me. So The Walking Dead, though, I feel like is... I really care about the characters. It's a really well-written show. The characters are really, really well developed, and so I really give a shit about like the plot and the characters, and the zombies are kind of like a side part of it for me. So that's kind of how I got into watching it, is I just grew attached to everyone, which is a really bad idea with The Walking Dead. If you guys watch it, you know what I'm talking about. As soon as you get attached to somebody, some crazy shit happens. No, I love The Walking Dead. I know what happens in this current season because I've been reading like plot synopses as it goes along, because that's one show that I don't like to be surprised by while I'm watching it. So I'll read ahead and then I'll watch the episodes later. So I've seen the first half of the current season, and then I had to take a break because what happens for me with The Walking Dead is I get way too invested, and then I start thinking about it way too much, and way too deeply, and then I get really depressed about life and humanity as a whole, and I just have to take a break. So I was actually talking to one of my coworkers about The Walking Dead, and I told her that I think that the tagline for the show should be like, AMC's The Walking Dead, just wait, it gets worse. Because I feel like that's kind of the trend of the entire show. Like, shit gets really bad, and then it gets kind of better for a second, and then it gets even fucking worse. So that's AMC. Hit me up about that. The next one is Batman the Animated Series. This is a cartoon that was on in the 90s. It is awesome. I love Batman. He's my favorite superhero. He's the only DC hero that I actually give a shit about. That cartoon was so well done. I feel like it aged really, really well. I still watch it, and I think that it's a very smartly written cartoon. And I love the artwork. It looks really awesome. Next up is another cartoon, Metalocalypse. I fucking love Metalocalypse. It's hilarious. It's about a metal band called Death Clock, and it basically pokes fun at metal bands and metal culture. I don't know a whole lot about it. Sue says it's funnier if you do, and I believe her. But I think it's funny regardless, and it's inappropriate, and it's awesome. I legitimately like the music in the show. I have like all 3 of the like Death Clock albums or whatever, and I like listening to it. I think it's entertaining. So let's see. Next is MASH. MASH is an older show. It is about a mobile army surgical hospital in the Korean War. Alan Alda stars in it, and I have such a crush on young Alan Alda that it's ridiculous. I like that show. I think it's a little bit campy and ridiculous, but it's also pretty funny, and there are some really like heavy episodes that have all the feels in them. But I thought it was really well done. I really liked it, and I felt that the ending episode of that series was very appropriate and awesome. Next is The Big Bang Theory, show about nerds. I'm a huge nerd. I don't feel like you can go wrong there. I know that I heard that some people have a problem with that show because of how it represents nerd culture or something. I like all the nerdy stuff that they talk about, and in a lot of ways my fiance kind of reminds me of Sheldon, so it is what it is. Next is Supernatural. Supernatural is my guilty pleasure show because I know it's a little bit absurd. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't want to say that it's like quality television because it's not. But I do watch it. I haven't in a while, but I do like the show. 2 attractive dudes like hunting down supernatural things and killing them. It's pretty awesome. I'm totally a Dean girl. Dean is my man. Sue's a Castiel girl, so you know, we don't have any competition there, so it's alright. Last but certainly not least is Daria. I really love that show. It was on in the, I think, late 90s, early 2000s on MTV. Daria started as a character in the Beavis and Butthead show, which I hate Beavis and Butthead. They're ridiculous, but she got her own spin-off show, and it's just about this intelligent, sarcastic girl, high school girl, and her interaction with her friends and her family, and I could always really relate to it, and I thought it was really funny and really smart. I still watch it. I own the series. I think it's really cool. So I actually really like the way that they that a lot of the female characters are represented there. They have really strong, smart female characters, and I just think it's a really cool show. I still think it's funny. I still enjoy watching it. So those are some of my favorite TV shows. Let me know what your favorites are, or if you agree with me on any of my favorites, or if you want to talk about them, go ahead and comment below. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, please hit that subscribe button. As usual, I will post some links down below where you can find us elsewhere on social media. I'll throw my Snapchat handle in there too if you guys want to Snapchat me. I think Sue and I have some fun stuff coming up pretty soon. I think we're going to do the TMI tag and maybe just a couple other random things. So we're looking forward to that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And we'll see you next time.